My friends, today I'm going to investigate a mystery. Why is the entire crappie world so infatuated with these cheap Matzuo Sickle hooks when alternatives from proven brand names are readily available? I think I got everything available on the market today except Eagle Claw, which is, in my opinion, pretty bad, much lower than anything here, and I just didn't want to spend money on it. So what we're gonna do is compare the hooks on price first, then sharpness, then finish, and then I'm gonna make some subjective comments. And for those of you who can't stand how slow I talk, I'm gonna have a summary table all the way at the end with everything on one page, so just scroll all the way to the end and take a look at that. Okay, let's start with the cheapest hooks here, which are the Matzuo Sickle hooks. These cost $7.80 for 100, well 100 plus 2 if you trust the count of this guy, and I bought them on eBay. That's with free shipping, no tax. I bought them on eBay not because I trust eBay, but because I can't find any reputable retailer to sell these. You can't find these on Cabela's or Bass Pro or Dick's or anything like that. So I think these guys buy them by the pound or something and they repackage them and they sell them like this. So I was a little nervous buying from eBay, but you will see later in the video, these are crazy sharp, and this is the third pack I buy, different sizes. They are legit, okay? Even though they are on eBay, buy from a seller with thousands of good reviews and they will be legit. The next cheapest hooks are the Mustad Ultra Point. You can see the exact part number here. But these cost from $7.80 all the way to $17.70 for 100 pieces. So this is $10 more. This is more than double. So we're talking about big jump here from the Matzuo to Mustad. Next in line is the Gamakatsu. Now I couldn't find 100 pack of these, and they don't have a lot of sizes either, but number 2 and 25 pieces, what you see on this video here, cost me $5.70. okay, and so because these are 25 pieces, the price for 100 of them would be 23 bucks. And finally, the most expensive hooks here are these owner hooks. You can see the model number here. These cost $23, but per 90 hooks. Okay, I think they wanted, this is an old marketing trick. When you don't want to increase the price, you reduce the quantity. Not nice to see something like this. Why would you sell 90 hooks? But the price per 100 would then be, I don't know, $25, okay? Now let's see how they stack up in terms of sharpness and finish. Now, the way I measure sharpness is unfortunately somewhat subjective, so you can take it with a grain of salt. But I'm gonna report my results anyway, and here is how I measure sharpness. How much pressure do I need to put on the hook before I feel like a severe pain, okay? And measured like this, first of all hooks are really sticky, okay? All 4 hooks here, they grab your skin immediately, so they are what people call sticky hooks. Look, you just, as long as you touch it, it grabs your finger. But they are not equally sharp. This is the owner hook, okay? And my perceptions, subjective or not, tell me that this is the sharpest hook of the 4 by a decent margin, okay? This one just, you press it against your finger. I mean, very little pressure and it starts to go through your skin. To me, It's pretty safe conclusion that this is the sharpest hook of the four. Now, second place is not so easy to call. We have here the Matzuo hooks on the left, the Gamakatsus on the right, and on top, just for comparison, I left the owner hook. Okay? You can even by visual inspection, let me try to move the light a little bit closer here. Or let me try this light. Even by visual inspection, you can tell the owner has a finer edge than the Matzuo and the owner hooks, and the Matzuo and the Gamakatsu hooks, okay? But between the Matzuo and the Gamakatsu, I am not sensitive enough to tell the difference, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna call it a tie. And while it is a tie, I wanna say that both of these hooks are super sharp, much better than anything you're gonna buy packaged from Cabela's or Bass Pro Shop. And then we have the Mustad hooks on the right here. I put the owner just left of them just for comparison because I think they are the same size. But you can immediately tell that the Mustad hooks are quite a bit thicker, okay? And they are not as sharp as the owner. As a matter of fact, they're not as sharp as any other hook here. And the Mustad is still acceptable, is still better than the Eagle Claw, and the stuff that you're gonna buy, most of the stuff that you're gonna buy packaged at Cabela's and Bass Pro and Dick's and whatnot. They're still acceptable, but you know, once you try owner, this hook appears somewhat dull. Now, in terms of finish, in my opinion, the best hook is the owner hook. By the way, these two are owner, these two are Mustad, these two are Gamakatsu, and you can tell the Sickle hooks. And I'll tell you why. First of all, the owner is the only non-shiny hook here. You know, in America, I've never heard anybody concerned about this, and everybody says Crappie is not hook shy and line shine and all of that. But that doesn't mean that a matte color hook, which matte meaning non-shiny, is not better than a shiny hook. Why would you want the hook that is sticking out of the tube or whatever other, you know, piece of silicone you have on there? Why would you want the hook shiny and reflective and just more visible and noticeable? I don't want that. In England, this is like a no-no to make the hook, you know, shiny like this. So in America, they say all of these are black chrome, but these are not black chrome. I love that. I love little things like this. Owner, non-shiny hook, and on top of that, the thinnest wire of them all. So by far, owner is the most invisible hook. If you don't care about it, just discard this last comparison here. But as far as I'm concerned, best finish, owner. Now let me go through these hooks and make some other comments about them. First, the Mustad Ultra Point. There is no reason, in my opinion, I mean, I love Mustad and I love European brands because I'm European, but in my opinion, there is no reason to buy this hook, okay? It's much more expensive than the Matzuo and it's not as sharp. And if you want a different style hook, not everybody likes Sickle hooks. I mean, just spend a few more bucks and get the owner because it's just far superior in everything, really. So, sorry, but there is no reason to buy this hook. There is no economic reason. There is no quality reason. No reason to buy this hook. Next is the Gamakatsu Value Pack. Well, I don't think this Value Pack has much value, to be honest. These hooks are really expensive compared to the Matzuo. Okay, they're like 3 times the cost. They're just as sharp, just as shiny, and if you prefer a straight hook instead of the sickle hook, which is kind of like a circle hook at the end, just buy the owner. Okay, I mean, first of all, the owner comes in more sizes, and just trust me, buy the owner. Much better hook than the Gamakatsu. And we are down to my 2 favorites, and I'm not gonna tell you that I pick one over the other, because I think these hooks don't serve the same purpose. They have slightly different purposes, and if you own one and you have never tried the other, whichever you haven't tried, I recommend trying it. Now, you already understand why the Matzuo is everyone's favorite, because it's very sharp and very cheap. But if price is not a concern for you, because you're rich, or maybe because you just fish 5 times a year and you lose 5 hooks a year, so what do you care how much one hook costs? Then I think this is actually a sharper, more invisible hook, but it comes at more than 3 times the price. But there is one other difference I want to call to your attention. Look at the tips of these two. The sickle hook, well, it doesn't look that good if you get it up real close, does it? The sickle hook is almost like a circle hook in the very tip. Okay, look at that. It's pointing in. I even saw Richard Jean, the fishing machine, open them up with the pliers a little bit to improve the hook ratio. If you use this hook in a very small size and it doesn't stick much from the bait and the tip is pointed in, you're gonna be losing some fish, okay? Everybody says the sickle hook never loses a fish. Well, you never lose a fish once you hook it. But come on, if the tip is pointed in, you are gonna hook fewer fish than on the owner. But is this really a disadvantage? To me, if I fish in open water with no fear of snagging, I'm gonna use this hook, because the price won't matter, because I'm not afraid to lose it. It is a little bit sharper and a little bit more invisible, and the tip of the hook, because it's not bent in, will give you a few more fish at the end of the day, in my amateur opinion. But if you fish around stumps and you lose a lot of hooks, you can't use this because they're very expensive. This hook is not only cheaper, but because the tip is pointed in, it's kind of a little bit weedless. And I love this. So in my opinion, Owner is the best crappie jig head hook on the market, but the Matzuo is the best value. And the difference is that the best hook has the most quality, and the best value is a ratio between quality and price. Alright guys, here's my summary table. Feel free to pause if you want to read it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those below. I love reading all my questions, and I reply to all of them. If this is your first time here, don't forget to sub, and I will see you with the next video.